Hey, welcome back to the Lilico tournament. We're going into week 3 again. As you just saw, we had our first match of the day really early, and now we'll be watching Spirit versus Lost Woods. I'm here with my co-caster and teammate, UGCN Awil, or Happy Person as you do know her. And yeah, really excited for today's matchup. What do you think, Awilness?
Yeah, I'm previously known as Happy Person 05 on the tournament, but yeah, I'm excited to see this matchup. So we have Spirit Elmo going as Hunter first round in the first part of the matchup, and then we see all of the. So it's Spirit, and then it's LW. What does
Yeah,
LW?
Lost Woods.
Okay, Lost Woods, Survivors. So I believe Spirit Elmo. I'm not sure of Spirit Elmo's Hunter Arsenal. I know that they do play in. Do you know what else they play?
Actually, I'm not sure. I haven't been able to watch either of these teams play just yet. We are seeing a coordinator and gardener ban, however, so maybe they're going for something like an opera here, or maybe Ivy. But yeah, coordinator and gardener as the first two bans here really look like characters that counter opera. So maybe they're trying to get those out first, especially on such a big map like Chinatown. Like a long kite could really push them for a tie versus a win.
We might actually just be seeing an opera because of the Chord Gardener ban. I would definitely lean more towards opera just because with Gardener, while she is decent against Ivy, I don't think it's worth being put on as the first two bans.
Yeah, honestly, really surprising because they gave away Seer and Priestess, and Lostwoods chose those right away, seeing as they weren't banned. And next ban as well is also Psychologist, so Lostwoods has no problem just picking up their Rescuer First Officer as well. So yeah, maybe they're not looking at Priestess and Seer as much of a threat in terms of them playing Opera, and just banning out what they I guess seem to struggle more against. And yeah, for our last ban and pick, we have Antiquarian and Acrobat. So Acrobat's a really strong hider. It looks like right now, for if in the event that it is an opera, Reese's and Seer look like the easier targets here. So yeah, maybe we'll be seeing an opera here.
I agree that Seer may just be the best target to chase, but if it is an opera, then Priestess also would not be too bad to chase. It's just by chasing that Priestess, we have her with her strong ability in addition to that owl support. So I think there may be some more of a want from Elmo to chase that Seer, but I think most likely Seer will be given Hotel just because Hotel is a safer area for a weaker kiter.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what else, Spirit Elmo has in their hunter pool. So honestly, we could be seeing a specialty hunter that these Lost Woods survivors aren't expecting, and that could throw them off their game a bit. But yeah, looking at the builds as well. I would say here they may definitely give Seer that Broken Windows and Flywheel build to maximize kiting, and I feel like everybody else would be bringing Borrowed Time here. And yeah, we'll be seeing an opera singer, so definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for Seer and Priestess, as they look like the best first targets here. What do you think, Awareness?
We just found the chat between the two teams, and we see that LW Lost Woods picked Chinatown. So honestly, I'm kind of excited to see Chinatown being utilized as a map just because I don't think we've seen it thus far in the tournament, or at least not frequently at all.
Yeah, I feel like it's sometimes a difficult map to play on since it is quite big, and I feel like although it's not necessarily a new map, maybe I feel like less teams practice on Chinatown. So very interesting. I like seeing that these other map picks are being chosen. And yeah, it looks like they're definitely giving Seer that hotel spawn, and with this hunter spawn, it looks like he will be kiting first. And yeah, Priestess probably will set up some support for him, which would be really good. So good that they're spawning close by so that she can offer that to the Seer. But yeah, it looks like pretty strong as a team comp right now. And yeah, we do see the Seer have that Broken Windows flywheel build, so hopefully he'll be able to do a good maybe round 3 Cypher Kite for their team against this Opera.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that with that priestess support, maybe utilizing it actually later in the game might just be more optimal because since it is an opera, your goal really here is to just get those ciphers done. I do think that the opera will definitely go for that seer, but I do maybe Lost Woods picking Chinatown was banking on that opera not having too much experience with the dash layout on the map, especially on in the hotel area. So hopefully we can see Seer kind of kite a little bit on his own for the first maybe 40 or so seconds.
Yeah, and we'll get right into it here. We see Opera going for Hotel right away, going for that Seer. Seer, I think, tried to spot her out a little bit first and is going up the stairs immediately, dropping that pallet. We see Opera does, I would say, struggle a little bit here in Hotel, so that does give him advantage, even though he's a little bit of a weaker target against Opera. Yeah, just dropping these pallets and trying to maintain some distance so that his owl can return.
Yeah, and we see his owl return actually. I Oh, and he takes a hit. I mean, I think maybe it was a little bit of a mistake on his part for taking the hit, or he wanted to actually utilize that hit damage speed boost. We see Elmo has quite clean dashes actually. I think though at like the oh, and he uses the owl, but I think the seer might just die here. It doesn't seem like the best area to have rotated into, and we don't see any priestess portals being utilized. Though I do see that she is recharging up for one, and we see the blink being utilized, which is really good for Lost Woods survivors.
Yeah, it looks like Opera will be going for the basement here as well. I guess the Seer definitely realized that he utilized all the pallets that he could in Hotel, and or I think maybe just missing one there, and thought that he wouldn't be able to continue kiting there and tried to transition. But against an Opera, especially as a Seer, it's really difficult to do so. But yeah, not a bad kite. But yeah, basement may prove to be difficult since not much opportunity to rebound outside of basement without any much support. I think we'll be seeing maybe, yeah, the first officer come in for the save and get that tied so that Seer can hopefully get
No
to a better
on the
area and rebound that way. Oh,
I think the seer should just leave. Oh,
mhm.
and Seer does leave. Yeah, so this is actually really big for the Lostwood survivors. I think the opera just missed a critical play here by not hitting that first officer. Yeah, I do think that because oh, but it looks like it might just be basement again if she has giant claw.
Oh, seems like not going for that basement, but yeah, unfortunately didn't really get a lot of distance away from the basement after the rescue. But yeah, rescue was really good. Didn't take any damage with that watch, so great utilization of the watch. And yeah, forcing Opera to camp here again. Will they go
Yeah,
for a second rescue? It looks like the acrobat is trying, but Opera spotted him out here, so um, he may not get this rescue here.
get it. I just think that oh, and with tide, okay. We see the seer has a second owl actually, so hopefully we can see that rebound from the seer. Maybe he can go towards that global portal, but we don't see the priestess setting up any portals to help him get to it. Oh, and oh wow, very clean on the seer. But
Yeah,
I
utilize
will
both the flywheel and the owl here.
Yeah, I will say though that the ciphers are while they are getting along, I think they are kind of slow just because we saw earlier that the priestess actually used her global portal for that acrobat, but for some reason the acrobat went in the portal for no reason at all. So we actually see the ciphers are slower than what they could have been. But and the opera singer teleports to that first officer. Hopefully he can delay it while the priestess and the acrobat heal. The opera singer is all the way at hotel, so I know for sure that the acrobat can heal up. So they're kind of resetting the game right now. And we see that all of these survivors do have BT, so
Yeah, unfortunately, the opera flipped back all the way back to the hotel where no survivors were. So maybe a little bit of a misstep there as, yeah, it kind of lost the momentum of a chase or a second target here. But we'll go for the first officer. Now he has no watch to use and no abilities other than Tide. So this cipher is almost done, and that means that it does look like it's going to be a three-man endgame here, with that cipher being 92%. Maybe first officer just needs to last a little bit here, and the survivors can get that cipher done.
yeah, we see the first officer actually doing really good mind games, and the cipher is primed. Okay, I think there is a little bit of a misstep just because we do see that Acrobat and Priestess are both at the prime cipher, so maybe one of them could have been at the gate already, or at least closer to it, because none of the gates are getting started yet. But we see the priestess going towards Hotel Gate, setting up portals, and the acrobat is actually staying middle right now. And Opera's teleport will be up in 10 seconds, so she could just put her spirit at the chair and then teleport.
Yeah, she could definitely go for that teleport, and it looks like she will be going for that and going for the priestess. But it is first officer's first chair, so Acrobat looks like definitely will make it for that rescue. Um, and I guess they'll open the other gate together. And the priestess has gone down. So actually, this might be a little bit risky here, as survivors will need to go back and forth to save each other, ensure that enough survivors are available on the map. Looks like first officer will try to go for that gate there, but Opera's not cheering too far away from it, so it seems like he realized he can't necessarily go for that without being spotted out. But yeah,
Yeah,
survivors
I feel
definitely need
like
to play it
the
careful
opera's
here.
making, I feel like the opera's a mustache, but I think she's making a little bit of a mistake not being able to deduct that the acrobat is hiding right next to the chair. But also, yeah, this is a little bit late, but I do think the priestess should have utilized her portals a little bit better just because now it might be harder for them to get that solid tie. But again, because the tension's also almost out, with this rescue, we can see Priestess having that secured rebound. So now it's kind of up to Opera to injure all of the survivors.
Yeah, and both gates have a lot of progress on them, so honestly, it looks like all this first officer needs to do is get up and finish it off. Does look like also going to chair that priestess, so first officer should have enough time to finish that gate. And it
That's a
it is looking
teleport
like a
out.
tie right here.
Yeah.
One actually gets the first officer down, so it looks like it will be a three-man actually for the opera.
Yep. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a mistake, mainly on the priestess, just because she didn't utilize the portals she did have. Like, in generally, if you're kiting first as a priestess, you obviously don't want to portal spam immediately, just because desperate fight could get activated. But I think in this case scenario, whatever it takes to delay that chase and that down, I think she should have used all of her portals. At least for distance sake too.
Yeah, and it was a little unlucky there. Not entirely sure, but if that acrobat could have made a body block there at the gate, it would have been a tie game potentially. Since the gate was almost open and she teleported about maybe 90% or 95% of that gate.
Yeah.
Had a potential to tie there, but yeah, unfortunately, Opera had a really good game towards the end and gave back some of her momentum that she lost with that sort of teleport and then flip back to hotel. So yeah, really good plays from both sides. Yeah, just would have liked to see Priestess maybe use more portals or get herself or use the portals towards an area where it would be easy to just maybe just go back and forth, waste as much time as possible so that the survivors on the other side acrobat going to save that first officer would have a little bit more time to potentially just get the gate open and secure a tie right there.
Yeah, also, this is related back to that Sears Kai, but I do think that instead of just instantly dropping all of those pallets and even the spawn itself, so generally with an opera singer, obviously spawning in a very good area is optimal, but you're also going to be staying in that area while the opera is kind of just running or dashing directly to you. So I do think that maybe he could have just gone immediately up the stairs and still have seen her outline because he is, a seer. And when he sees her outline, I do think he could have kept rotating a little bit more and actually utilized any of his speed boost, because we actually didn't see him utilize any speed boost in basically his entire first down. So I think that there was a few errors in the kite. Plus, also when you drop down, the opera's drop down animation is kind of long. So I do think that maybe he could have taken an alternative route with different palette usage.
Yeah, just wasn't the most ideal play for the seer there, as it was difficult to try and transition too late a bit. Basically only made it to the pallets outside the gate right there and kind of got trapped in that area essentially, since yeah, they weren't able to use any speed boots to continue moving anywhere else or to a better area with more windows or more pallets. But yeah, still looked like a tie, especially again with that teleport and flip back. They were able to reset. But yeah, I think just a little bit of a few missteps right there at the end, especially. But it's no worries. We'll see Lost Woods Hunter go up next, and the Spirit Survivors. So if the Lost Woods Hunter is able to get a 4K here, that would be very ideal.
Yeah, definitely. I was trying to look at the Lost Woods Hunters profile, and I see that they actually have a 100% win rate in Crocodile. So I do think they are a force to be reckoned with. I was looking also at their batches, and so I believe they play opera. So we might be just seeing another opera game.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they play here. So yeah, maybe both teams will have a first round opera. She doesn't do too bad on Chinatown, so definitely a good choice there. Um, Maybe they'll also go for some different kind of bands and we'll see different survivor comp. Um, but yeah, let's get right into the picks and bands here. Actually going for looks like the Seer and Antiquarian right away. So no Seer
I
this round, and no Antiquarian, but Priestess is still available.
Yeah, I actually think that with this antiquarian ban, they may be targeting Spirit Dante's, just because I believe Dante's is an S badge antiquarian from briefly looking at his profile.
Yeah, they go for a Toy Merchant Airplane in this pick here, which Toy Merchant does have a lot of good support areas on Hotel. And Airplanes is also a great sort of secondary rescue there. Especially with those dashes, you should be able to easily make it to the chair. So he may be one of the tide carriers here as well. But we see going quickly here, first officer ban and Accord pick to respond to that, and then lastly a Priestess ban. So maybe 7 here. We'll pick up, another rescue. So yeah, we've got Grave and then Aeroplane is kind of a secondary rescue and some good supports from Toy Merchant and Coordinator.
I think they might actually also be using Cord as a rescue too, but weirdly enough, I do think that maybe Spirit came into this mashup with a plan, just because even without Priestess enacting on that global ban, you could still, they didn't pick Priestess up. Instead, they picked Coordinator. So maybe this is a team comp that they've practiced for a while.
Yeah, definitely
And we
maybe
also,
playing more to their strengths here and what they're more comfortable playing as survivors.
yeah, and we also see that with Toy Merchant, she can give items to anyone on this team comp once their items have been individually used. So
Yeah, so yeah, maybe Opera's not too bad of a pick here as well, and definitely looked like the bands were sort of opera suited. So I'm definitely thinking that we will see this round 1 opera from Lost Woods as well. Just finishing up the talent choices from the survivors, and we'll get into seeing what this hunter is potentially going to play.
You know, honestly, we might be seeing a dream. Okay, never mind. I only said Dream Witch just because their name is Yidira. So I was kind of looking forward to it, but now we're gonna see that Opera Lock, which does make sense given Chinatown is a pretty large map, so not super optimal for Dream Witch.
It looks like Opera will also be bringing Flywheel and Broken Windows, so maybe she'll be trying to excel in that kite herself. Maybe she'll be chasing herself.
Oh, unique. You know, maybe she's just trying to win her own mind games at this point. But yeah, let's get into this game. I wonder where the opera will spawn. Maybe she will spawn towards. Okay, she's taking hotel. I don't think that's a bad. I think maybe she could have spawned somewhere more optimal just because with chasing an aeroplanist, or actually, I think in this case, Gravekeeper might be the best chase.
Honestly, that speed boost, Opera is, I think, faster than that Gravekeeper, so looks like Gravekeeper may very well be that first chase here. Yeah, especially as he's bringing Tide, and actually he is the only one with Tide on this team. So it would be really good to get that Tide out, and also gives Opera a little bit of an advantage that he doesn't have the best abilities to kite an Opera, who can, really dash and close the distance really quickly. And with no broken windows or flywheel to use outside of the shovel, it may be a little bit difficult of a kite here.
Yeah, I think definitely that Gravekeeper is the best chase just because with an aeroplane and broken windows, he can easily just use his jetpack, take those broken windows, kite towards the coordinator, she shoots, and then that's already like at least 40 seconds gone away with the match. So yeah, I would say Gravekeeper is the best chase here. Or at least for Merchant being sorry, that's it. Sorry. But also maybe taking on that toy merchant too, but because the spawn's not super optimal to travel so far for that toy merchant, I do think she should go for the Gravekeeper. But we actually see this aeroplanist, she's going for this aeroplanist. See, the issue with that hotel, oh, and he's running into her. Oh, nice jetpack.
Yeah, lost a bunch of distance right there, but good on getting the jetpack. But unfortunately, jetpack's right in front of the hunter, so we'll be taking a hit here. Is at hotel, so hopefully we'll be able to see a good kite come out of this area, especially from this airplanist. But yeah, unfortunate loss of distance right there.
Another thing is with that spawn I know some hunters do and gets hit before being able to finish that jetpack. See, so the issue with aeroplanists, or not the issue necessarily, but as aeroplanists, and good patience on Dante's. Can he shoot? Can he? What he should have shot. Shoot! Oh no! And he gets hit because he did not shoot. So that's some big errors on Spirit's part because now we have one injured survivor on the map and a downed one. But yeah, as I was saying prior to this, I do think that because Opera spawned at Hotel, it's quite easy for another survivor to just rotate the hunter counter and go back towards Hotel.
Yeah, but unfortunately wasn't sure if she was trying to play a mind game there. And yeah, we also are seeing the ciphers are a little bit slow here as a result of Cord having to leave hers and take a hit and no longer being able to decode that one. But we will see a Gravekeeper come in for the rescue here. And maybe with this last jetpack here, Gumball will be able to do a bit of a rebound. But Opera does have Blink Up, so it may be looking like a quick second down.
Yeah, we do see the Opera. Oh, and good mind game on the Opera. But we do see that unfortunately because I do think that Opera should have waited for the Gravekeeper to get out of that shovel just to get more entries on the map.
Yeah, that would have been the most ideal way right there. Maybe he was afraid that he would get the rescue for regardless and just wanted maybe the presence. But yeah, looks like Opera still has to blink up, and that third cipher or fourth cipher is just about to get done here. And we're still seeing that the only other ciphers that have progress have only 1% and 40% progress.
Yeah, so we see these ciphers that are actually really slow. And we do see that LW's Hunter is. Oh, and puts the pallet on himself! Okay, kind of big mistake there, but yeah, we do see that LW's Hunter is actually doing quite well in this match.
Honestly, never underestimate, just from looking at the ranks, what the skill level of this hunter is. And yeah, again, still has that blink to use for their second chase. And Gravekeeper has one injury. We've got Toy Merchant back here at the middle trying to do this cipher as well. Jumps
Oh,
away
you can
here.
see Nikki Hylidae next to her, but
No.
he does not. But also, yeah, definitely never underestimate anyone just because of their ranks. As I said, with that 100% croc win rate, the Yuri is ferocious, you know?
Yeah, she did not come here to play. And yeah, looks like doing really well here with this second target, and uses the blink for the first time in this matchup so far, to get that Toy Merchant down. So we will be seeing her put in the chair, and it looks like Cord is trying to bait a little bit of a shot here. And yeah, Opera does put down, but doesn't continue to bait. We'll just probably go for a safe rescue here, and with guns still available, ideally try not to take a hit on this rescue.
Can you use the gun?
Oh,
and
does
oh,
wow. Amazing
and
mind game from the court right there. Really, really close, but got the shot off really cleanly. And the Opera did hit the chair as well, so yeah, wouldn't taking any damage right there.
yeah, and we also see the tournament actually giving this Cord an elbow pad. Somehow, Spirit survivors have kind of turned this game around, and hopefully, they can get that draw even. We also see that Toy Merchant is still able to utilize her glider despite not having any catapult placed down, which just goes to show how strong Toy Merchant is on Chinatown.
Yeah, we'll see a second down here, but last cipher is almost 50%. And so with Gravekeeper having one shovel and Courtney as well with the elbow pad, looks like maybe a pretty strong end game here for Spirit. Unfortunately, Toy Merchant doesn't have anything else left to utilize, though. So, if this Opera has Trump card, which she does, she could switch to Teleport and, again, maybe tie up this round and get another 3-man game.
We actually do see her miss another dash, and we also see, for some reason, Gravekeeper's body blocking does the. Oh, and she has, yeah. I feel like the body block was maybe a little uncoordinated, and she goes for that insta down. I think the time to switch to teleport is now because that blink cooldown is way longer than it has to be. Hopefully, this offer can make it to the other side of the other gate, but I don't think she can. She might just be going for that safe 3K.
Yeah, it looks like she just won't, chooses not to utilize that,
Trump card here. He can get attention. We see him actually going towards it. Oh my god. Never mind.
Actually, it's warp. She switched to warp, so we didn't notice that. But she switched to warp after the blink. But yeah, I think even
I thought she just switched to warp, actually. Because before I was looking at... Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, actually, really close game. I thought that Gravekeeper could... I don't know if that Gravekeeper actually realistically could have gotten that dungeon, but I don't know if putting down the pallet there would have helped his cause at all. But yeah, we see these rounds actually tying. I do think that LW's Hunter in the beginning was doing super well. Maybe there was a bit of a fumble towards the end because somehow the Spirit ciphers just went... They just got doubled in no time. So really good job on both teams for getting that one man out and tying the round.
Yeah, honestly, strong gameplay from both sides here. Yeah, I think maybe just getting a chair hit on that rescue, and then, Cord getting a really clean gun off as well. Like, wasted a little bit of time there with the bait, and then shot. So it gave that Toy Merchant a lot of distance to get to Hotel and use her glider. And yeah, honestly, like, even just that buys a lot of time for the survivors to decode. And even with their slow decoding at the beginning of the game, with Accelerated, they were able to get both ciphers that were remaining done before, Toy Merchant was even, dead on chair. I do think, yeah, maybe the body block at the end was a little bit unnecessary with the shovel, as maybe that would have helped the Grapekeeper in the end get dungeon. Because seeing as the Seher was almost done right there, feeling like he could have just, maybe tried to body block with his own body instead of the shovel. And then, in the event that Toy Merchant does go down instead of him, even, they can just force heal on that pop there, since that Cypher was basically about to be prime. So maybe that was one way Spirit Survivors here could have gotten a tie out of the game. But yeah, honestly, really strong. I was really impressed with that opera at the beginning of the game. Chase was really good, and yeah, the survivors also did really well. But yeah, tying up the round here, we'll be going into round two with no advantage for either team.
Yeah, I do think though that definitely the rebound kites were all really good. So we see the toy merchant having used both catapults, and then also that cord gun utilization was very good there, just because toy merchant was able to gain at least 30 seconds more of that cutting and just saving that time for her team to decode. So really good, and even the rotation on the toy mission part towards the end, letting that coordinator safely decode that cipher, it was just everything was really good for that the team toward right then and there.
Yeah, and honestly, just seeing very, like it's easy, I think, to get nervous in a tournament setting. Even if it's just a community tournament, I feel like you sometimes feel a lot of pressure there, and it's good to see that, a team doesn't let sometimes a bad kite get in the way of their gameplay. And yeah, they pulled out a really strong end game and were able to tie up that round. So honestly, good job to the survivors. And yeah, Hunter, maybe we're expecting the most out of a Croc, but honestly, really good gameplay. Maybe better than a lot of the operas that I've been seeing, more recently in rank.
Oh wow! Like
You never
who?
know. I don't know. I haven't been ranking actually, but I have seen some, questionable plays from some questionable operas.
So maybe this Croc Hunter might be the next future Hydra with 100 stars early season.
Yeah, looking at this game, I would say very, very realistic. And maybe you'll want this, after this tournament's over. If for whatever reason they're looking for another team, pick up this opera because you'll have a great round one on your hands.
Yeah, so actually, I think maybe round one might be just all they're gonna do, just because we do see that LW does want to switch out Udira for someone named Amon. I'm not quite sure what Amon's name is inside the game, but yeah, we might not be seeing any more Udira here anymore.
Yeah, and use both substitutions as well. So I think they're also substituting a survivor on the Lost Wood side. Um, and moving into this map and pick ban, Ever Sleeping in Chinatown cannot be picked or banned again. So, maybe what are you expecting to see here? I feel like maybe if they want to give their hunter advantage, banning potentially a map like Sacred, which I think really helps or favors the survivors might be good. Or maybe they're like us. And we always pick Moonlit for like our round one half the time. So also a good map for honestly both sides. Both Moonlit has good advantages for both Hunter and Survivor. So I'm what are you interested in seeing here?
Yeah, so I do think that maybe with these teams they could always go the route of maybe for sorry, but sorry, my roommates here, but also I was gonna say that I do think that maybe one team will want to prioritize a specialty hunter. For example, if they have Wheel, they may want Ever Sleeping, but in this case, they can't actually pick Ever Sleeping just because we did see that Spirit banned Ever Sleeping. But I'm just saying an example of it. So yeah, unless they also would want a map that is really strong for their survivors, just so that they can kind of secure that one or two escape even and then rely on their hunter for the rest of it.
Yeah, and we still lost what actually banned Sacred here. So yeah, I think trying maybe to give their hunter advantage, since I feel like Sacred has a lot of good areas for survivors to kind of transition to. And we'll see that the map being chosen is Red Church actually. So yeah, we'll also see Lost Woods Hunter go first. So yeah, maybe trying to give or relieve some of the pressure off their hunter. Usually I feel like that's sort of the strategy when or the survivors, I mean, when you want your hunter to go first.
Yeah, also, I do think that with Spirit, maybe they like cozier because you know what they say, take me to church. So, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Somebody's thinking of music instead of IDV. Real.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see Lost Woods Hunter go first and Spirit Survivors. Yeah, I think always picking, who goes first in those starting factions for the rounds really, I think Nate is trying to help, take the pressure off of the second half of the round. And yeah, just a recap, we have Toy Merchant and Aeroplane as on global ban, so they will not be able to be utilized in this Red Church matchup. Yeah, I'm not sure what else Spirit plays, but there are a lot of good survivors that can provide a lot of support since they do seem to play more of a support sort of team comp. And, church is a great place to sort of like offer that with maybe dancer or, picking up a chord again.
actually, I do see that maybe Spirit was planning to an extent for Red Church just because they knocked out Toy Merchant and Aeroplanist who aren't super good on this map. So really good coordination from them actually. But we do see that LW's Hunter, Lost Woods Hunter, name is Alva's Flaps. I don't really know what that infers, but we do also see that he has a 100% win rate in Sabretooth. So maybe another force to be reckoned with, and maybe just because he is tier 4, he's gonna get that 4K. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, Happy Person really connecting the dots here with our hunters. And, they weren't necessarily wrong with our last round. With that 100% win rate, our opera on the Lost side really showed us, why that win rate is 100%. So, maybe we'll be seeing a repeat of that here with Alva's Flaps, playing first here on Red Church.
Yeah, so I'm just maybe this time around we'll actually get to see Dante's antiquarian because he is third antiquarian, which is quite the feat. Let's also look at everyone else's profile. We see Spirit Art is a first officer main with that C badge, and then Seven does not have anything on their profile, unfortunately. But I know what they do definitely have is ambition, so I'm excited. Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see both of these teams play. Since it was really equal in our first round, maybe we're looking for more aggressive plays here and trying to get an advantage going into round 3. Yeah, again, I'm not super familiar with these teams, so not necessarily sure, what their plan is here for the team comp, but we'll get right into picks and bans right now.
Yeah. So, I wonder, since his name is Alva's Flaps, maybe we might be expecting a hermit.
I actually think I did see a clip or a part of the matchup actually. Yes, now that you say, I think it was, I can't remember if it was like Arms Factory or what map, but I did actually see them play Hermit. So, yeah, maybe they are going for the Hermit here. And
Do you remember the outcome of that match?
I I think it was a win. Oh, I can't really remember. I feel like I've been doing so much that I haven't had the best. Oh, and they actually banned out the Hermit, so we won't be seeing the Hermit.
They saw his name and they said, "Stop right there." Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit really just denying him his hermit, but yeah, I do think it definitely had high potential to be a hermit, just because we do see that lawyer and gravekeeper ban on the Alva Flap side. But yeah,
Yeah, and so maybe they might have to change their strategy a little bit here. Yeah, Lawyer and Gravekeeper ban with them, Explorer and Gardener pick to respond to that. But yeah, maybe, one of the unfortunate downsides of, naming yourself after, a hunter that, other people will see that you play and try to target ban that out of you. So yeah, maybe we'll have to see Alva's Flaps change up their strategy here and, go for different bans for their, secondary pick as hunter here.
yeah, for sure. I mean, considering they Team LW did sub in Alva's Flaps, they definitely do have more hunters in their arsenal, because we know that from round one there was a tie, so it's guaranteed to go to round three. And also, Team LW did use all two of their subs, so now they're set. So let's go. Let's get into it. And yeah, so we actually see Spirit choosing Explorer, which is a bit of an unusual pick. I don't think we've seen an Explorer thus far in this tournament, have we?
I don't think so, but you're also right about you said Dantas is third antiquarian. We'll be seeing third antiquarian get into this matchup right here. As they
Uh,
did choose antiquarian first officer after the Seer mercenary bans. But yeah, Explorer, I don't know. I don't think he's been used a single time so far in these 3 weeks of this tournament so far. So,
well,
interesting strategy here.
we might be seeing Explorer actually be used as if he is a second rescuer. But yeah, I'm trying to really imagine why they would choose Explorer. Maybe they are target banning something Alva Flaps already plays.
So maybe like Clerk, I guess. I don't know. I guess he has good ability against Clerk with the page. He could just pop like a cipher or add a lot of percentage for one that's already been decoded. So maybe they know that Apple's Flaps potentially plays Clerk here, and actually just going for Opera Singer again. So
Oh,
round one and now round two, Opera Singer as well. Just switching it up a bit with a different player on the Opera Singer.
yeah, we'd love to see it. Just opera over and over again. Maybe we will have an Ivy soon enough. I'm not sure if any of the teams play Ivy, but yeah, I guess this is what we're working with. Pretty nice.
Sounds like it was trying to manifest something here. Was tired of seeing Opera potentially and really looking for, an Ivy gameplay that she's been missing out on. But yeah, with these, okay, I don't know why. Also, I was being under the assumption that this was Arms Factory, and I was about to say, oh, Opera has a little bit of like a struggle against on Arms Factory, but yeah, this is not Arms Factory. And we actually see that I feel like in this spawn, with Explorer being at church, leaving that middle broken spawn open sort of makes him a little bit vulnerable to an Opera. Because it really gives direct assets and it forces that Explorer to kind of just have to go for graveyard right away. And maybe that's the strategy that they want to go for anyway. But yeah, it looks like ideally that Explore will be the first chase and, make sure that he can't get any pages out of this game. So yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I do think the Explorer picking middle is okay. So generally, people pick middle for a safer spawn, but in this case scenario, we actually don't really need Explorer to have that spawn, just because Opera is so fast that, and he can't even hide inside church, just because church isn't a very good hiding spot like overall. But yeah, I think he might just be scouted out quickly and might just be expected to take that kite, despite also having that tide.
Yeah, and if you noticed, he actually has Tide and Broken Windows, so I think they were more expecting him to kind of not necessarily be that first kite. So yeah, maybe sort of a wasted trait if in the event and actually sort of misses that first dash here as well as the jump back since that shadow was not within a shadow. So losing a bit of the distance or Explorer able to gain more distance and actually will not be able to find the Explorer as a result of that. So a
Yeah.
little bit unfortunate for this opera singer here.
Yeah, I think that was a major misstep on the opera, or should I say misdash on the opera's part, because she missed her dash, teleported back, and then teleported to the wrong cloak, so it did not reset her dash cooldown, which allowed the explorer to kind of just hide instantly. But
Okay,
now
also
we
giving
see,
her a more disadvantaged target here. Antiquarian
yeah,
against Opera, she can just, swing and that Opera won't be able to do anything.
yeah. So good luck to this opera and good luck to this anti. So we already see anti using that one stick. Yeah, usually with antiquarian. Oh, and we do see the blink immediately used, which I do pretty good idea for the opera to really put on that added on pressure to the map. But yeah, I think with Anti, it's just unfortunate because Anti is just super strong against. Oh, oh, wow. Little misstep on both of their parts. Didn't jump early enough, and also Opera did not swing at the Antiquarian for some reason. But yeah, good on that Anti for that fast reaction time.
Yeah, good adapting there. And yeah, seems like Opera is getting a little bit stuck here with the shadows and not getting the exact dashes that she wants to. But yeah, really, Auntie is really trying to maximize and prolong this kite. We've already seen two ciphers pop, and a third one is also very close as well. But yeah, seeing the down here, but Auntie still has stick to work with, and since Blink is out for now, we could see a really good rebound here as well.
Yeah, did Antiquarian use a flywheel yet?
Yeah, actually, I don't think that we saw Flywheel be utilized yet.
Yeah, so we might actually be seeing Flywheel utilized for that rebound and misses another swing. Oh, I think
Unfortunate, yeah,
Alpha.
finding first officer really early there, but not being able to get the hit.
Mm, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, also
And
didn't take damage at all on that rescue. And going for the first officer as well, not being able to get that hit, gives the Auntie a lot of distance to work with, especially with the remaining stick that she has.
can she jump? Nice, good job. I do. Oh, and we see the first
Oh,
officer kind of running in and saying, "Hey, do you want to hit me?" Because I don't know why he did that, but yeah, we just see him give that free hit. I assume he's going towards back gate, but also we might be seeing Explore going for the next rescue. The only issue is, preferably, I do think Explore should have gone for the first rescue just because then you won't have to worry too much about endgame, where if the Opera chooses to go for the Explorer, then they don't have to pivot around the pop. But
and honestly,
yeah,
maybe they won't get there because it looks like this cipher is basically about to be primed. Andy still has a little tiny bit of stick, and yeah, looks like she's trying to go for that cipher, but unfortunately, it's going to be a four-man endgame for the Spirit Survivors.
damn, yeah, see first officer doing a little bit of a dance. Kind of disrespectful, not gonna lie. Sorry, but
He's
he
getting
uses
really
watch.
excited there.
Kind
And
of uses
oh,
the
uses the watch.
watch
This
a
is the
little late, but still lands it.
yeah, and having to go back for the Explorer right here.
Yeah, and we also see that the first officer is next to dungeon, and so is that. So is that. Oh, and kind of, I don't know. He didn't even leave a shadow to teleport back to. So
Yeah, maybe a
I
bit of a
think this
panic
might be a
move
forced
here as
escape. This
well.
might be a forced escape for the spirit survivors.
Yeah, honestly, really good gameplay from the Spirit Survivors here. Yeah, I think yeah, looks like a four-man escape for the survivors here. Yeah, unfortunate for the Opera not being able to get a kill here. Yeah, maybe should just kept going for the Antiquarian at that point since seemed like there was definitely enough time for those ciphers to get done. So maybe the best option here was just try and focus on that kill and secure it. before it's sort of too late there to go for the cipher, and yeah, not having the best target to chase right there at the end.
Definitely. I do think that just because of this format escape, they really like Spirit Survivors basically just told Spirit's Hunter, hey, we got you. You can lose. And as long as you get a one person out, we win this or one person killed, we win this round. So really nice. What more does a hunter want to see than their survivors for escaping? Good
Yeah, it takes
job
a
to
lot of pressure off that hunter. So yeah, good job to the Spirit survivors. Really good. I think they maybe noticed their mistakes maybe in that first round, and since they're going against the exact same hunter, Opera again, maybe they were able to I think maybe just that early game was also part of the reason why things weren't going super quickly for this Opera. We saw two unfortunate missing the dash and then missing the teleport, which bought a lot of time for that explorer to get away. And then obviously Opera assumes that she won't be able to find him anymore with all that time wasted. But yeah, so yeah, it seems like Elmo has a bit of an easier job here, not a lot of pressure, considering the survivors did really well. Yeah, maybe it's just a bit of an mistake there with Opera. Maybe they weren't as confident, and probably was expecting maybe to play Hermit there. But yeah, good luck to the Lost with Survivors. However, still you could still type the run and also get a 4 escape here. No one's saying that you can't, and anything can happen.
Yep, I agree. Honestly, Lost Woods, I want you guys to for escape. Let's get this show on the road. But yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean
do.
we saw the response there with the hunter getting a 3 kill, and then Losses responded with the exact same thing. So maybe Losses can respond with the exact same thing right here as well.
So we might need a little bit of a breather just because it seems that LW has a little misstep on their survivor side.
Oh, it seems like they are missing a survivor. Um, Wait, I also don't know what happened there.
So
Wait,
what
if they used
happened essentially was Amon was also, I believe, originally a survivor. He is being switched as in sub to then become hunter. And so when he gets switched to become hunter, and also someone switched out for another Lost Woods survivor, that means they actually only have 3 survivors right now. So we are kind of navigating that who it will be performing for Lost Woods survivors side.
Oh yeah, okay. So they also subbed another survivor as well instead of
Yeah.
I guess just bringing someone in. They just switched out somebody that was already playing and then switched Amon to Hunter. So um maybe they were going for 3v1 instead. And seeing what we can do with 3 survivors instead of 4. Never before seen the tournament. Um so yeah, I don't know what they'll do here. Um I don't know the rules for this. Is it like a disqualification, or like are they just allowed to
I
bring
don't
someone
think
in?
it's a qualification at all. I just think that everyone makes some mistakes. So hopefully we'll just get back into the match soon enough. Um so we do see Lolzy actually clarifying it. In this situation, what we will have is Robin as survivor, as that will be the switch you originally mentioned. And so yeah, we might be seeing Robin as survivor. I believe
Yeah.
Robin was the hunter earlier as the opera. So we will be
Oh,
seeing
okay.
Vera as not as hunter but as survivor now. So wow, we do see Lost Woods is quite a versatile team, just like UGCN, with everyone being a dual faction player. Good job.
And Lost Woods got me a little bit lost there. So yeah, I think it looks like we sorted it out, and they will have 4 survivors for their matchup, which is good. Definitely uh wouldn't be sure about seeing a 3v1 there, but yeah, it looks like I think they're just about ready, and yeah, definitely we'll have to see some really good gameplay here from Lost Woods if they want to respond with another 4-man escape, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope they can do it. Let's see how many rounds they can just match up and tie up in this matchup here of Spirit versus Lost Woods.
I do think we're already anticipating that round 3 too. So hopefully, we don't see another tie, just so we don't have to go to round 4. But honestly, I really do want that. I want Lost Woods to do their best. I do believe this is one of their first tournaments, and so far they've performed exceedingly well. I do know that in the first matchup in the Lily Crow or Hylidae tournament, that Lost Woods kind of got not. I'm not going to say the word. They lost by a lot, but now I feel like they're holding up definitely more of a fight. So really nice to see.
I think maybe, yeah, it's also like getting used to playing in like a competitive setting and, in a team where, I think communication is one of the biggest things playing in comp, especially as survivors, Um, as we saw in our own match, there was a little miscommunication, and I shot the hunter after Z Yacht got hit. So yeah, a little bit of an oopsie, and yeah, I think it's really nice to see, teams or friends or people who are just really interested in comp try it out. Yeah, for their picks and bans, we've got Cord and Gardner right away from Spirit Elmo, and I think in response to that, they definitely don't want to see another opera singer. So they've banned opera singer and picked up psychologist and lawyer as their 2 first survivor picks.
Yeah. So Oh wow, they actually. I think what I've noticed as a pattern from this tournament so far is that hunters tend to make their global bans be the first 2 survivors that their survivor side on their team picks. Because we actually saw that Lawyer was banned previously by Alba Flap, so I do think it's a little funny.
Yeah, I think they're just, picking up things that the other people have banned and trying to pick out the different strategies there and maybe seeing if if their own hunter is thrown by it, will this hunter be thrown by it as well? And for our last 2 picks and bans, we've got Acrobat and Female Dancer, and they picked up Merc and Antiquarian as a response here. So, looks like a pretty good comp here, I would say. Lawyer and Psychologist look like the first targets that would be the best here for Elmo, depending on what hunter they choose to play. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like from these bans, it originally looked like they were trying to go for another opera game as well. But seeing as opera got banned, they maybe switched around their strategy here a little bit. So yeah, I'm not sure what else we'll see here. Maybe
Quick question: was
what update is
Spirit
this?
the one with the opera and the ivy?
Elmo plays Ivy?
Does he?
Well, I would love to see it if he does.
I thought.
But I don't know.
Was there another? I swear there was either between Spirit or SPX. I don't think it was SPX, but with Spirit, I thought they had an Ivy player.
Maybe Elmo is a hockey player. Once our survivors are finished choosing their trait, we'll see what Elmo chooses to pick up. Oh,
Oh,
they are the
it
Ivy
is
player.
the Ivy. Okay, okay.
Wonderful. Like we said, Owen was manifesting it, and she was like, "Oh, another opera," and I'm waiting to see some Ivy gameplay. And I think Elmo heard you, so you will be seeing that.
Yes, I'm actually quite excited because I remember last week Spirit did play and they actually got that opera and that Ivy. So yeah.
No, it's just fantastic. Like their team has said, our team is very kawaii. So very true. Oh, and interesting spawn choices here as well. I feel like, for Ivy, you kind of want to spread your survivors out a little bit, so it doesn't feel like everybody is running into each other as, Ivy moves her main body and her ghost. And that kind of causes, people obviously to rotate really quickly at the beginning of the game. And I feel like with these spawns here, maybe the corner spawn would have been ideal, or yeah, maybe just choosing spawns further away from each other. But yeah, maybe it's a strategy that I have not yet seen, but may work really well.
So I do think that maybe in this case, Antiquarian could just freely decode, and then the Ivy just brings her spirit towards the Merc, brings her main body towards the lawyer. Then once she leeches Merc Cypher, she just brings her leech to the psychologist Cypher, and then just chases the lawyer. That's what I'm imagining right now as the most ideal route for this hunter. But you know what? I might be entirely wrong. So honestly, let's see that originality that I know Spirit Elmo has. Let's get into the game and let's see if these survivors, Lostwood survivors, can replicate the previous match and get that for escape.
Yeah, let's get right into the game here. Okay, right away, yeah, moving that ghost towards Merc, as you said, and moving her main body to Graveyard. Merc's currently decoding the outside church cipher, so yeah, probably will have to get off of that very soon. And Laura's actually right beside him, so she doesn't need to go too far to get Lawyer here as well. Misses the scare there on the lawyer, but does in fact and teleport to the lawyer. And yeah, we'll be seeing his first chase happen very early into the game.
You see Merc just doing that cipher, almost kind of scary, just because he could have possibly given a free hit, but we don't see the Ivy teleporting to it. But we actually do see the lawyer kind of giving a free hit, and
Oh, he's
it's
got a
down.
dwarf!
Wow.
And right beside basement as well. This is really a good play from the Ivy here. We saw a lawyer try to utilize, obviously the no terror shock ability that lawyer has, and get not only the vault boost but the hit boost out of the Ivy. But unfortunately, yeah, with that warp up, Ivy was able to close the distance on him instantly, get the scare, and yeah, basement right away.
We actually see the ciphers are kind of slow, just because actually, like, the cipher layout was kind of just unfortunate for the survivors. We had to see the psychologist rotate all the way to bottom broken from dungeon backgate spawn, and then Merc just couldn't decode for a while. But and it's a drop hit. It's gonna be a double down. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
incredible play here from Spirit Elmo. Yeah, getting that double down in that basement, and trying to get the hit here on the lawyer. But yeah, really strong basement play from this Ivy. Merc actually gets the body block on that drop hit, but unfortunately isn't able to block the Ivy from going after the lawyer. So yeah, see that double down happen. And lawyer is away from the basement. But yeah, looking like the game will be a little even slower for the survivors now that the Merc needs to be healed.
I think that just in this situation, it's going to be really, really hard for Lostwood survivors to bounce back. We just, it's just, it just looks very difficult in this situation with full presence basically guaranteeing a hit each time. And then we see the Ivy actually kind of forcing the psychologist to not immediately heal, kind of saying like, "Don't do it. I'm right here." And kind of just delaying all of that happening. But we do see the auntie is like pressuring the rescue, though she obviously cannot make it near the chair at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, with Lawyer out of the game now, tying this round is now no longer possible for the Lost with Survivors.
And
But
hit through the pallet.
yeah,
That
really unfortunate there for the Antiquarian. Yeah, especially and it looks like Psychologist is trying to whistle the Merc here, but gets caught in doing so and isn't able to finish the whistle.
I think they made maybe a little bit of a mistake there, just because when she picked up the Merc, I don't know why they didn't just regularly heal like in bottom broken or something. But yeah, we just missteps. It is very difficult though to heal against an Ivy.
Yeah, and I know looking like a really strong game from Spirit Elmo, like snowballing with four ciphers left. It's looking like a really difficult game for the survivors. And yeah, she's also spotting them out healing with the ghost and just, preventing all these heals from happening and for these survivors to reset. Yeah, Antiquarian, unfortunately, again, with Antiquarian, you have to look at the hunter to hit your stick, and that just gives Ivy, the clear view to see that you're looking at her and give that scare. So unfortunately, we'll see the Antiquarian go down. And yeah, it looks like hot on the tail of Merc here with the ghost as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this game is just gonna be almost impossible for the say team Lost Woods to come back from. But hopefully he can get that rescue. It's just yeah, we're gonna have to see a crazy rebound from the Antiquarian, or honestly, he could just chair the Merc and then chase the Antiquarian with the Ghost. We do, I do believe that Anti should be getting maybe a whistle from the psychologist, but even then, it's just too difficult because we already see the spirit kind of following the Anti, maybe even saving its scare properly just so that it can cancel the psychologist animation. Oh,
Yeah, and
and
looks like we'll be doing it right here and just teleport right away and move the scare right away. And yeah, psychologist won't be able to save as well because she's all the way at Shack. So yeah, I think, maybe the survivors here on Lost Woodside weren't expecting to play against an Ivy. As we saw the picks were, lawyer, antiquarian, psychologist. Yeah, psychologist is, I would say, difficult to play in terms of supporting with those heals if the Ivy is, constantly roaming the map with the ghost like she is. But yeah, looking like a really good four-man for this hunter here. Intercurrent does get up, but yeah, feels like only a matter of time before, both survivors get found and get down once again by this Ivy.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say this game, it's not over till it's over, but it seems pretty over. Um,
Yeah, full versus Ivy, just feel like there's not much to do. And yeah, Warp is also back. I mean, didn't necessarily need to use the Warp there as well as they got the 100 scare, so no Warp to be used to find that psychologist now that the Inferno is down. But yeah, still two ciphers left, so in any case, Ivy just needs to walk around the map and pick up Tinnitus and, hopefully pick up that psychologist trail very soon.
yeah, I do think that it's gonna be impossible for the psychologist to kite long enough so that one of them can get dungeon. I think it's just quite yeah, the game is pretty much over. But really good job on like Spirit side for that amazing IV gameplay. Like it was a domination, truly.
Yeah, it was really, really, impressive to see after all our opera games, pulling out the Ivy out of nowhere and, getting a really clean 4-kill game for their team. And yeah, it looks like, Spirit definitely has the advantage here going into round 3.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I do think honestly we might be seeing um Spirit getting that. Oh wait, hang on. There seems to be a bit of confusion. Okay. Yeah, it seems like Glasswoods is not super familiar with how the tournament setup works. So because they tied first round, and then despite Spirit winning the second round, they still have to have that third round just because it is best of 3.
Yes, and yeah, win condition. Okay. so I don't know how to do the math in my head.
So okay, so they tied, and
Yeah.
then here it was 5 points. Okay, so it was 10 points basically given to Spirit side, 0 points to Elwood side. So it's basically 4-14 right now. 14 being obviously Spirit. And so win condition, wouldn't that just be like as long as it's just based off of rounds right now, right? So it's just as long.
Hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was like, isn't it that if they want to match up, then they need to do the exact same thing that happened in round two, would be 7-10. Yeah. You know, it's still not over. Lost Woods can definitely pull something out here in round three, and if they're able to, pick up 10 points here as well, that could, very easily put them in round four and give them sort of a clean slate to restart right there. But yeah, Spirit definitely has the advantage here. So looking like, there's a lot of pressure taken off from both sides. And, just wanting to secure, the win for this matchup. Just needing like a one kill here or a one escape. And yeah, it would be Spirit's game here.
Nope. Yeah. For sure. I do think that the way it's going, Spirit definitely does have maybe a stronger hunter arsenal. I believe I've gotten Spirit Elmo in rank before too. I'm not sure. I've gotten a lot of Lily Crow's team's hunters in rank, and even their survivors. So yeah, I believe Spirit Elmo played. Wait, I'm gonna actually ask Spirit Elmo right now because I'm kind of
Now,
curious.
what do you play? Yeah, but I think Lost Woods definitely needs to pick a really strong map for both sides here if they want to get 10 points. Something that they're both sides are really comfortable with and are both, able to, pull a win out of, especially a 4-man and 4-kill win, to get to that round four. And it seems like they'll be picking Hospital. So yeah, Hospital really good for survivors, and yeah, with the right hunters as well. Hospital is also quite a threat in terms of, like let's say like Fool's Gold. It's more difficult to kind of kite Fool's Gold in the hospital going up the stairs. You can, use the pickaxe on the stairs, and it's pretty much like a free chip hit right there. So, really depends how they utilize this map, but yeah, definitely, Spirit does have the advantage here, but doesn't mean that Lost Woods can't pick up 10 points as well and go into that fourth round.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at my record, and I did get Spirit Elmo as the last time I played Survivor. Quite funny.
Looks like you got a tie.
Yes, I
So
did.
equal on both sides.
Mm-hmm. We also got him again, and we got another tie. I think in the tie game, though, I kept getting farmed off of the chair like I was a piñata.
Oh,
So,
why were you on the chair in the first place?
honestly, that's a
Yeah.
good question.
How did that happen?
Skill issue for real. No, I was playing Fire Investigator, and I was being extra supportive, and so I gave that free hit, and then, yep,
Oh,
move
someone
up.
investigated a little bit too hard.
So, someone is asking me to move up, but guys, I'm actually on Spirit now. Sorry. My bad.
Oh, we'll actually be seeing a commentator play in the match and commentate at the same time for the first time ever in tournament. Wow. Really looking forward to it. What will you be playing? What will you be playing in this matchup?
How about this? Chat, drop a comment below and tell me what should Happy Person 05 play.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's take a look at what the options are.
It seems that no one said anything, so Guess I'm not gonna play today. GG, guys.
Oh, this is really unfortunate.
For sure.
Yeah. Won't be seeing Happy Person do both things at once. But maybe in a future matchup we will see that. But right now, let's get into the picks and bans for Sacred Heart Hospital. Right away, we'll have Lost Woods Hunter ban out Priestess and Gravekeeper, and our survivors on the Spirit side banned out Hermit and Wax Artist as well. So I feel like Wax isn't. I don't know. Do you think that he's particularly strong on Sacred, or maybe it's just a ban in terms of they're not comfortable playing against Wax Artists. But Prospector and Balmer are their first picks, so yeah, definitely trying to go for that strategy of guaranteeing a tie or one man here with that Embalmer pick. Yeah. What else? I wonder what else they'll bring out as a hunter here on Sacred Heart.
Yeah. I was actually just having a very brief conversation with Spirit Elmo. So yeah, we're talking. That's why I did say that Elmo does have Anne in his in their arsenal, just because I got their Anne before. Yes. Anyway, okay, we actually do. Oh, my bad. So Spirit Survivors are going first. I apologize for the misunderstanding. But anyway, we do see Spirit Survivors going first. So maybe they can show us something pretty promising and just get another fort escape. Like, I'm excited to see it. And we also see a prospector. Like, we have not seen a prospector. Like,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people aren't very comfortable playing Prospector, or at least in this tournament, I haven't seen. And
I
I
believe
don't know.
there's been like one or two prospector picks so far, but yeah, it's just because with prospector, he's not the strongest early game, but when he got those 3 magnets end game, he is a menace to deal with. But yeah, we will be seeing a prospector pick. Maybe they are kind of countering Alva's Flaps Hunter that they may have. Maybe an Anne. I do think it's pretty common for most hunters to play Anne. You might be seeing something like that.
Yeah, and yeah, with the Antiquarian Patient ban, yeah, potentially. I mean, I don't know. I feel like with Antiquarian and Patient, not sure if it's necessarily going to be an ad, but to round out the Survivor comp, we have a Merc and a Psychologist pick. Yeah, I feel like with Antiquarian and Patient ban, maybe they're looking for something that I don't know. I feel like Anne have more ability to chase an Antiquarian, and not necessarily get too harassed by her with the cats exploding. So maybe we'll see, a different specialty hunter. Maybe we could see something like a clerk, or I feel like what else is a good hunter to play, especially on sacred. Maybe we'll see like an axe boy or something. But I feel like we'll take a look at who that hunter is right now.
Honestly, I think they should play Wu Chang.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. After the Floppa game, looks like Wu Chang is a really strong, contender for being a good tournament hunter. Like honestly, you can play anything in tournament and it can work out. And actually, they'll be picking Ivy themselves, which is interesting that they banned Antiquarian for that.
Hello. We are actually getting fed by these teams with these Ivy picks. Gee golly, bro. Oh my god. We also see that the Ivy has a Chinese build name, so you know that they're the real deal. Sorry for that. But we're gonna be seeing something amazing cooking up here.
Yeah, sounds like a happy person here is very, very excited for this matchup. Sounds like she's jumping up and down and just can't wait to get right into the game here. We'll get into spawn selection right now. Looks like they're picking that 4-corner spawn as well, giving Embalmer's Shack, Merc that. Oh, actually, well, they'll give Prospector Hospital actually. So I don't know. Was that? I feel like it would have been better to give maybe Embalmer that hospital at the top, and then put it beside a drop down,
Um,
so it's not as
I think
easy
it's
for
fine
her to
just
get
the
that.
way it is. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's fine. Also, I don't know if you heard that, but the person jumping up and down was actually not me, but my upstairs neighbor. They sounded like they were falling like for 2 minutes. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna be. Oh, and it keeps going. Anyway, we're going to be getting into this match, but yeah, I don't think that Embalmer necessarily needs that hospital. I think as long as he just makes distance with his coffin, then all is well. We also do see that Embalmer does bring broken windows and flywheel, so I think he can make that distance pretty easily just alone. I think like just having the weakest kiter, which would be Prospector in this case scenario, take hospital is a fine choice for spirit survivors.
Yeah, and we'll be starting the game really soon, so good luck to both sides. Again, all Spirit needs here is a one-man escape, and for our Hunter on the Lostwood side, they need to get a 4-kill here.
Yep, I 100% agree. So let's get into it. We might just be
Okay.
seeing. Oh, we're actually not seeing. Oh yeah, spirits. We see the Yithian, or what?
Yeah, Yithian?
Yithian. Yes, we see the Yithian going towards Spirit Gumball's cipher. Um, Yeah, okay. That's good. And
Yeah.
then hopefully she takes that spirit back soon. Yeah, she's taking it back. And it seems like she didn't find any survivor with her main body.
Yeah, maybe focused maybe too much there on the ghosts and didn't switch back and forth enough, but is on the embalmer here, and yeah, embalmer kind of being forced to kite back and towards the direction of its coffin, with this ivy coming from statue. Um yeah, and we'll see their first chase be embalmer here. And Ivy's blink is also almost up, so this could be a quick down if this Ivy plays her cards right. Oh, and uses the flywheel prematurely, thinking that this Ivy is going to blink. Um,
Oh, good
so yeah, maybe a little
blink.
bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, really good. I do think that with and perfect scare, and we see that down. Good job. The only issue is that because this embalmer has that coffin, he can really just get like 15, not even 15, but about like 10, 12 seconds free of just using the coffin. Oh, and he actually does not use the coffin. We see the merc going for that rescue. Um, I do think that in this case, using the coffin may have just been a little bit more optimal, considering because coffin's not being used. We see all three survivors actually just not decoding at all.
Yeah, survivors are moving around a lot here, and yeah, oh,
Good,
actually hit the
good
chair as well.
job.
So good bait from the Merc here, and yeah, won't be taking a hit on this rescue. But yeah, also that the embalmer couldn't be releashed again if he had just used a coffin. So Ivy would have to find some other way to just walk all the way over there. So yeah, might have been the better play here. But yeah, maybe we'll see this embalmer rebound, gets the pallet drop without taking a hit right there as well. Does have 50 scare, so does need to be a little bit careful here. But yeah, could just loop hospital. Just hopefully they'll be able to watch out for that ghost. Actually seems like the Ivy here is just going to break the pallet and play a little bit of a slower chase here. As they're not really utilizing a lot of their movement here with the ghost and the main body. It seems like they're not sure where exactly this bomber is, and he actually started decoding.
It seems
Instead of continuing to rotate.
it was lagging. Did you see that?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
blind. I don't think I saw.
but it seemed like they were lagging a little bit. But maybe they can use that flywheel. Flywheel? Oh, can't use that flywheel.
Unfortunately,
And
but the
really using that coffin,
Mhm.
I think, is not a super bad decision. Just because we do know that that spirit is kind of far away. But yeah, I think maybe forcing the hunter to chair and then and she's getting that free hit. Okay.
Yeah, Prospector has 98
Maybe
scares,
into
so,
that?
even one glance in her direction, it would be ideal if he can get it to 100 behind a pallet, and get rid of that 98% scare right here.
And we also
Oh,
see
unfortunately, it
that
tracks the hunter directly to his body right there.
we also see the psychologist heal the embalmer. So actually, embalmer now has that first coffin, and he can just, though he cannot obviously embalm the prospector, he can embalm psychologist or mercenary. So that's actually giving a lot of room for possibilities endgame.
Yeah, and the ciphers are looking really good here. They have another 96% cipher as well as an 84% cipher, and in case that gets camped as well, there is another cipher as well that has 44% progress. So yeah, looking like a really good game here for the survivors.
Oh, and we see kind of like almost like a farm, but oh, that's it. Not too bad. Like I do think definitely hitting that chair when the Merc went to rescue was kind of a critical play because otherwise the Merc would have been down from that hit, or the psychologist would be half health. So definitely less pressure on the map. But we also see that the last cipher is primed. Oh, nice rescue, and she's going to be getting hit soon.
Yeah, and
And
actually
now
she's the one that has the coffin as well. So if the Ivy goes for her, she will be able to escape with that coffin. So maybe not the most ideal chase for this Ivy right now. And yeah, probably looking to camp the gates and see if maybe potentially they can get a one man or a tie out of this, if possible.
yeah, definitely. It just seems like it's going to be super difficult for either or. Maybe he can use a flywheel. Oh, and
Oh, and actually
actually, what
misses the blink right there. Really unfortunate play with that blink. Was not able to connect the hit and that pallet was down. Um, Tried to get a scare there as well and wasn't able to land it. Can the Embalmer here get Dungeon? He's not too far away. And Merc is also full health, so he could come out to body block this Embalmer as well, close by to the gate.
Yeah. Oh, and we actually do see that. Oh, and
Oh, a
missed
bit of
that
an early
flywheel.
flywheel. Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately. But yeah, still a three-man game for the survivors on the Spirit side. So yeah, with that, Spirit does win this matchup. As they were able to get at the very least one person out, and they did. They got three out. So yeah. But good gameplay from both sides. I think maybe it was just that chasing that embalmer, and even though he didn't use his cough in the beginning, there were a couple moments where she sort of lost him, or wasn't able to get all the things that she wanted to be done right away. For example, Merc didn't necessarily start on the cipher, and when she tried to use her ghost to try to follow him at the beginning, sort of wasted time, using her main body, as she wasn't able really to get a target right away as well with her main body. But yeah, still really good gameplay from both sides. We saw a really great first round, and that really goes to show that on the right maps and with the right hunters, like even if you're new to comp, you can do anything.
definitely, 100%. I think kind of not unfortunate, but if Spirit Survivors actually managed to escape that round, we would have actually been done with this matchup. So now all that's left is we need to have Lost Woods either
So
get that same.
I think it's over. I think it's over.
Oh,
Oopsie.
well, my bad. I was not reading chat. My super bad, but really good job to see all of that gameplay. I was honestly very pleased with everything. Great job on Lost Woods. Great job to Spirit Hunter and Spirit Survivors. Honestly, I'm just happy to be part of this. Amazing, amazing gameplay, amazing team, and yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really happy. Mhm.
And it was a lot of fun commenting with my teammate here, UGCN happy person slash a will slash awareness slash happy person o'clock. But anyway, we will be seeing our next matchup soon as well, so stay tuned for that, which is happening at 4 p.m. EST. So if you guys are watching this one, just half an hour to go till the next one as well. But yeah, thank you to my amazing teammate for casting with me today, and yeah, great. And thank you to the teams for playing and doing a great job today.
Thank you for Rig Yacht for commentating with me as well. I'm,